welcome back to the Switch Show. I'm Malaysia Wafo. How are you? How are you doing? How is your week? Depending on what time you'll be listening, how is everything going on with you? I hope that you are attacking and you are living 2023 in the best way possible. Yeah, and that's it. So today we'll be looking at something very important, something that helps us to build positive mindsets, something that would help us to make the right decisions, something that will help us to stick to our New Year resolutions. Not just the New Year resolutions, in fact, something that will help us to stick to the plans we would even make along the year, after the first quarter, after the first half, and all of that. It's something we call being intentional, intentionality. It's one thing to carve out your plans. It's one thing to have resolutions. It's one thing to have made certain decisions or choose a particular path for yourself. But it's another thing to be intentional about living out all of those expectations, plans, decisions, walking that path. Intentionality drives you. Intentionality is the vehicle. So yeah, if you didn't get the topic, it's the topic of discussion is being intentional. And for old time's sake, I'll define what intentional is. Intentional is an adjective, and it means done in a way that is planned or intended, conscious, deliberate, willful, and voluntary. So for something to be adjectival, it means that it's a descriptive thing. So intentionality is a characteristic, it's an attribute. It's not something that is, it's not something that is innate. It's something you learn, it's something you practice, it's something you build. It's like a muscle, it's like your bicep or your triceps. You build them like going to the gym, lifting weights, doing push-ups, pull-ups, arm curls, and the rest of all of that. So, having said that, there are ways to be intentional, and I drafted what should I say, a curriculum. It's not a curriculum per se, but it's like 4 steps. I call it my own way. It's the Malaysia way of being intentional. There are approaches to being intentional, and there are 5 of them. For if you're listening to this and you're interested in taking notes, that's wonderful. The first is imagination. The first approach is imagination. The second approach is focus. The third and the fourth can be merged into one, which is precision and accuracy. And the last one is maintenance. So it's imagination, focus, precision and accuracy, and maintenance. So I'll take imagination first. I like to say that imagination is the eye that sees light in the midst of darkness. Imagination is what puts color in a black and white world. So I would like to say that the dreams and the blueprints we have are monochromatic. They are either black or they are white, something like that. But imagination is what gives it color. Imagination is the eye that sees beyond what you see. Imagination sees what is not present, but something that is willing to exist, if I must say, something that can be materialized. That is what imagination does. So a first approach to being intentional is being imaginative. Many people associate imagination to a childlike thing, but if I must say that children have a tendency to attack or to go headfirst into a lot of things, risking a lot of things, because to them they don't have much to lose, but they have a lot to gain and a lot to learn from it. So children have the drive to be imaginative, to go into something without thinking, so to say. But it is their imagination that fuels their passion, their drive, their curiosity. So imagination helps you to build, I say, a framework, puts perspective on what you're about to do. And I say the next is focus. So why focus is needed after imagination is because imagination, as much as it puts perspective, it tends to be in an array of directions, multiple different directions. So your imagination is pointing you to be a singer, or you can sing, or you want to take up vocal lessons. So your imagination is pointing you towards getting a vocal coach. One is pointing you towards consistent choir rehearsals. It's pointing you towards some strict dieting and regimen. It puts all these plants all up in the air. It gives them light. It illuminates these plants so that you know what steps to take. But the importance of focus is to streamline and to order. Focus helps you to maintain your attention on a certain thing. That's one at a time. Intentionality is not doing things halfway and leaving them for another thing. It's starting something and finishing it. No matter how difficult, no matter how crazy it might be, starting and finishing. And yeah, I merged precision and accuracy. But the definition of precision is exactness or accuracy. Then accuracy means conformity to a standard or a true value. So after imagination comes focus. Focus builds the standard. So I say it streamlines you. And the thing about standard or a true value is that it is streamlined. It follows a definitive path. So once you have built a definitive path, precision and accuracy is the conformity to that path. It helps you to stick to it. If you are driving on the right side of the road, and the right side of the road is the good side, and on the left side of the road there are bumps and holes, not because you'd stick on the right side of the road because you don't want your car to develop faults, you don't want to delay any more than you have. No matter how much haste you have, sometimes you have to stick to that path. You just have to stick to that path because that is the right way, that is the ideal way, that is the standard that helps you to achieve your goals. Even if it's not as fast as possible, it still helps you to achieve your goals and meet your needs, not your wants. Because you might want to switch to the left side of the road and end up busting a tire or shifting something in your car. I'm not really a car whiz. I don't really know much stuff about cars, but you could end up hurting your car or harming your car, and you take much more time than you should have spent getting to your destination. So after your imagination, you've put focus on what you want, precision and accuracy helps. It aids in conformity, in obedience, in allegiance to that standard. And the last one is maintenance. You see, it's always easy to I think it's easy to build the first four, but the fifth one is always the threat, is always the problem, it's always the weakness. Maintenance is the upkeep of a property or equipment. Now, when I'm using property here, I'm using property as a representative. Property doesn't necessarily mean tangible things. Property could be your knowledge. Property could be let's say, I think I will stick with knowledge. Knowledge isn't tangible, but it can be materialized, it can be made tangible through knowledge of things you've obtained. You can build products, you can render services. So maintenance of what you've planned, maintenance of the blueprints you've drafted, your infrastructural, everything is very, very, very important, and we cannot overemphasize the role of maintenance in executing all of your goals. The thing is, after listing all of these things, it's beautiful to write them down, to pen stuff down, and to go through notes and think about it. It's very easy to write stuff down, look at them once at a glance and say I've gotten it, and just forget about it. And it's not something that is peculiar to only a certain number of people or just one person. Even I too have fallen victim to that. But there's something about being intentional. Like I said, being intentional being intentional goes beyond taking notes. Taking notes is one of them. It goes beyond taking notes, making lists, and all that other stuff. Like I said in the last episode of failing forward, you make mistakes, but you have to capitalize on those mistakes. So it is your intentionality that helps you to fail forward, so to say. It helps you to fail forward, because once you're not intentional, once you're not particular about achieving destiny, about executing the purpose for your life, when you make mistakes, you will see no need to capitalize on those mistakes and grow even more and to build yourself even more. Intentionality helps to grow you, intentionality helps to build you. So I just hope that you've gotten an added fuel to your fire, something to get you up your feet, get you on your feet, and execute all that you set to do for yourself. Because quite frankly, we're all still learning, and we'll keep on learning till the day we die. I promise you, it's not as pessimistic as it sounds, but yeah, we'll keep on learning till the day we die, and that's what makes life beautiful. On an ending note, I'll take a quote from Maya Angelou. It says, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better." That's been it. Thank you for listening. This is still the Sweet Show. God bless you.